Good morning, everyone, and happy Tuesday. We're here for week 2 of 2021 with our read aloud assignment for the week. So last week we read 2 different read alouds, The Empty Pot and Why the Sky is So Far Away. And in those read alouds, we were talking about the lesson or the moral of the story. Now, those were folk tales, which are told from a long, long time ago, and they usually teach us a lesson. So this week's stories are also going to be folk tales. So I want you to pay very close attention to the lesson that the authors are trying to teach us. Just like last week, you'll watch the video, and then on the second slide, you will complete your writing assignment to go along with the story. So today's story is called Tops and Bottoms. And it's going to be kind of tricky to really get the whole story into the video because at some point I have to turn the book. So instead of reading it this way, I will have to read it this way. And you guys will see that as I'm reading. I want you to pay very close attention to the characters in this story as well as to the illustrations. So like I said, this is a folk tale, okay? And it's adapted and illustrated by Janet Stevens. So in this folk tale, we're going to have a trickster. And this is a specific type of folk tale called a trickster tale. So I want you to think about the word trick. What does it mean if you trick someone or if someone tricks you? Okay, in this story, there's going to be a trickster. We have our 2 main characters. We have Bear and we have Hare. Okay, so obviously that is a rabbit, but his name is Hare. So we've got Bear and Hare, and one of them in this story is going to be a trickster. As I'm reading, I want you to be thinking about who is the trickster and what makes you think that that character is the trickster. All right. And at the end, you should be able to tell me what lesson the characters learned and what lesson you learned as well. So let's get started. Tops and bottoms. Tops and bottoms. Sorry, Kona's making a little appearance here. All right. Once upon a time, there lived a very lazy bear who had lots of money and lots of land. His father had been a hard worker and a smart business bear, and he had given all of his wealth to his son. But all Bear wanted to do was sleep. So his father was very wealthy and tried to help him out, but all Bear wanted to do was sleep. So he was very lazy. Not far down the road lived a hare. Although Hare was clever, he sometimes got into trouble. He had once owned land too, but now he had nothing. He had lost a risky bet with a tortoise and had sold all of his land to Bear to pay off the debt. Hare and his family were in very bad shape. The children are so hungry, Father Hare. We must think of something, Mrs. Hare cried one day. So Hare and Mrs. Hare put their heads together and cooked up a plan. All right, let's look at our Post-it note here. It says, can you guess who the trickster is? Hare and Mrs. Hare have cooked up a plan. What do you think their plan might be? Take a closer look at the illustration. Okay, take a nice look at that illustration. What do you think their plan might be? All right, so we've got Bear here. Remember, all he wanted to do was sleep. And then we've got Hare and Mrs. Hare, and they've got a plan. What do you think they might do? The next day, Hare hopped down the road to Bear's house. Bear, of course, was asleep. Hello, Bear, wake up! It's your neighbor, Hare, and I have an idea. Bear opened one eye and grunted. We can be business partners, Hare said. All we need is this field right here in front of your house. I'll do the hard work of planting and harvesting, and we can split the profit right down the middle. Yes, sir, Bear. We're in this together. I'll work and you sleep. Huh? Said Bear. So what will it be, Bear? Asked Hare. The top half or the bottom half? It's up to you. Tops or bottoms? Let's see, Bear said with a yawn. Oh, I'll take the top half, Hare. Right, tops. Hare smiled. It's a done deal, Bear. All right, so we've got a Post-it note down here. It says, what do you think might happen? So Hare and Bear have made a deal. Hare is going to do all the work, and all Bear has to do is sleep, and he still gets half of the profit. What do you think might happen? Have you guessed who the trickster is yet? Keep thinking. All right, we've got Bear again. He's asleep. And we've got Hare doing some work. So Bear went back to sleep, and Hare and his family went to work. Hare planted, Mrs. Hare watered, and everyone weeded. So all of the Hare family is doing all the work. Meanwhile, here's Bear asleep. Bear slept as the crops grew. Still sleeping. When it was time for the harvest, Hare called out, "Wake up, Bear! You get the tops and I get the bottoms." Uh-oh. So here's all the tops for Bear. And all the bottoms for Hare and his family. Hare and his family dug up the carrots, the radishes, and the beets. Hare plucked off all the tops, tossed them into a pile for Bear, and put the bottoms aside for himself. So let's take a look. What do you notice? These are all the tops, just like Bear wanted. These are all the bottoms, just like Hare said he would get. What do you notice about the tops and the bottoms? Here we've got Bear. He sees all the tops that he's getting. Bear stared at his pile. But Hare, all the best parts are in your half. You chose the tops, Bear, Hare said. Now, Hare, you've tricked me. You plant this field again, and this season I want the bottoms. Hare agreed. It's a done deal, Bear. So did you guess that Hare was the trickster? What might happen when he plants the field again? This time Bear wants the bottoms and Hare wants the tops. What do you think might happen? So Bear went back to sleep, and Hare and his family went to work. They planted, watered, and weeded. Okay, so there they are, still doing all the work. Meanwhile, Bear is still sleeping. Bear slept as the crops grew. There he is, sleeping again while the crops are growing. When it was time for the harvest, Hare called out, "Wake up, Bear! You get the bottoms and I get the tops." What do you guys think might happen? We know what happened last time, but now they switched. And this time, Hare gets the bottoms and Bear gets the tops. Hare and his family gathered up the lettuce, the broccoli, and the celery. Hare pulled off the bottoms for Bear and put the tops in his own pile. So here's all of the tops for Hare. Let's see what Bear gets. Look at all the bottoms for Bear. So how many times do you think Hare has now tricked Bear? Because if you notice, the bottoms this time were not very good, but the tops were good. So now Hare has tricked Bear 2 times. Why do you think he got tricked 2 times? Let's think about the seasons. All right. So the vegetables that they're growing, that they grew under the ground, was the first trick. But all of these vegetables grow on top of the ground. So that's how Hare knew he was clever. That's how he knew which ones he should get. Bear looked at his pile and scowled. Hare, you have cheated me again. But Bear, Hare said, you wanted the bottoms this time. Bear growled. You plant this field again, Hare. You've tricked me twice, and you owe me 1 season of both tops and bottoms. You're right, poor old Bear, sighed Hare. It's only fair that you get both tops and bottoms this time. It's a done deal, Bear. All right, so as you can see, Bear is not happy. And he says, this next time you're going to plant the field and I'm going to get the tops and the bottoms. What do you think might happen? Do you think Hare has another plan to trick Bear? What do you think they might be growing this time? There's sleepy old Bear, still sleeping. So Bear went back to sleep and Hare and his family went to work. They planted, watered, and weeded, then watered and weeded some more. Bear slept as the crops grew. We see all the crops growing, still Bear sleeping. When it was time for the harvest, Hare called, wake up, Bear! This time you get the tops and the bottoms. What do we think? Do we think there's another trick in store, or do we think Bear's going to really get it this time? I want you to take a second. I want you to pause the video. I want you to think to yourself, what else might Hare do to trick Bear? Does he have any more tricks left? Let's see. All right, here's Bear. Uh-oh. I don't think Bear's very happy. And what does it look like they grew this time? Now, if you know about corn and how it grows, remember Bear said he wants the top of it and the bottom. Let's see. There in front of Bear's house lay a high field of corn. Hare and his family yanked up every cornstalk. Hare tugged off the roots at the bottom and the tassels at the top and put them in a pile for Bear. Then he carefully collected the ears of corn in the middle and placed them in his own pile. Bear rubbed his eyes and watched. See, Bear? You get the tops and the bottoms. I get the middles. Yes, sir, Bear. It's a done deal. Uh-oh. Bear was not very happy with that. Look at his face, and he's got 2 of the Hare family members by their tails. By now, Bear was wide awake. That's it, Hare, he hollered. From now on, I'll plant my own crops and take the tops, bottoms, and middles. Hare and his family scooped up the corn and hopped down the road toward home. There's Bear. He's not sleeping this time. Bear never again slept through a season of planting and harvesting. Hare bought back his land with the profit from the crops, and he and Mrs. Hare opened a vegetable stand. And although Hare and Bear learned to live happily as neighbors, they never became business partners again. So here's Bear, planting and harvesting all by himself. And here's the Hare family, who were able to open a vegetable stand with all of their profit that they planted. And that is the end of our story. All right, so there's a few different things I want you to think about as you are getting ready to do your writing assignment. The first thing I want you to think about is, what is a trickster? Okay, that's your first thought. The second thing I want you to think about is, who was the trickster in the story? The third thing I want you to think about is, what was the lesson, and who learned the lesson, and who taught the lesson? Okay? Now, for your writing assignment today, you are going to have to choose two characters from the story. You're going to have to tell me which one of those characters was rewarded in the story, and which one of those characters was punished in the story. So think about the trickster, think about who was tricked. Which character was rewarded? Remember, to be rewarded means to get something good. Okay, so you're going to tell me which character was rewarded and how they were rewarded. And then you're going to tell me which character was punished, which character had something bad happen to them. Okay, and then tell me what that punishment was. Remember, if at any time you need to go back and listen to the story or look through it again, it's right there on the first slide for you. And on the second slide is where you will fill in which character was rewarded and which character was punished, as well as how they were rewarded and punished. And that will be the final writing assignment for this story. Good luck, guys, and I will see you again on Thursday for our last folk tale. Have a great day.